So happy to be here talking to you today in this beautiful place. I have loved reading your book and was intrigued from the beginning when you wrote about how color spoke to you as a child in sound and fragrance and so many lyrical ways. Tell us about that.
Sure. Yeah, every time I would smell something, I would know that it had a color. And every time I would hear music and musical notes, I would know that they too had their color. And every color had its own sound.
Such
And,
as?
well, my favorite color is weird shades of yellow-green. And for me, chartreuse was tricky. And it was always changing and always going somewhere and moving quickly and maybe even not to be trusted because it was moving so quick. But it's still my favorite color. There's such energy in it that I feel, and the taste, it's obviously linked to things that are that color because we have tastes that are that color. So that
tangy.
Sharp tang, exactly. And it's a tangy color.
Right.
So somehow those loops were making their way through my psyche. My hunger for color and this free associative way that it kind of hits me blended with serious interest in trying to figure out what is going on in this world. And I would say somehow whatever kid thing I was born with mixed with reading 3 newspapers a day and obsessively watching the news and really trying to make sense of it turned into a career helping brands and creative people figure out what's coming next in terms of hungers and thirsts that the consumer will feel, and how to satisfy those hungers and thirsts in the metaphor of color. So really trying to draw all of this together in a clear poetry so that it's usable for creative people. And I love doing it. I just love doing it. It uses all of my brain.
Yes, and that's why the work is so creative. And now this book that you have just come out with, True Colors, being, again, another movement in that same interests that you've put together from very wide fields. And in that, you have chosen to work with and focus on natural dyes and natural dyers.
Yes.
And why that? Why that angle
Yeah.
as a way to get into color?
Well, I think the beginning of this True Colors book came to me because it is a synthesis of 3 big passions for me: color, words, and textiles. So the melding of these 3 things really, for me, creates a really dynamic narrative. It also comes out of my intense interest in food. Because I was looking around at what's going on with the farm to table movement and how influential that's become in people's thinking about food, in people's purchasing, in policy decisions about dealing with food deserts and giving people access to healthful, fresh food. And I came to realize that my passions of color, textiles, and words were not reaching this farm to table level of consciousness. And that it was time to start trying to begin to tell the story about how textiles also can be relevant with this kind of thinking about source, about who grows, about how they handle it, and how healthful it is for us to be engaging with the final product. Well, cultural preservation, I think in many ways, is an antidote to the kind of empty consumerism that we're a part of in this world. We have been raised in an environment where our job is to buy. And if our job is not to buy, it's to sell. And that's the extent really of our participation in the things, by and large, the things we own. And when these groups take cultural preservation so seriously, they're not just buying and selling. They're actually presenting you with things that are often millennia old and have a voice. They have an authority in them. They have a narrative that demands your attention, that demands your consideration. So it's no longer about putting on a black t-shirt and running out the door. You're actually putting things on your body that have a voice, that have a reason for being in the world. That's an important message that kind of runs under most of the chapters in this book. Is that if we really think about what we want to be in this world, what investments we want to make in a world we believe in, we become activists through our purchases. and through the questions that we ask the people who make and sell what we buy. How close is this product to the maker? How many hands does that pass through? What purchase of the price is the maker getting? What environmental proposition does this thing that you're selling me represent? What are the dyes made of? Where's the fiber sourced? Who's involved? How are the environmental issues of consumption being handled in this piece? We can be so much more powerful forces for good if we're actually opening our eyes and asking questions.
Many of the clothing pieces that are purchased today in the West, 80% are in the landfill after one year.
80% of clothing is in the landfill 1 year after purchase.
So this is a radical departure from that kind of thinking, which is really sort of taken for granted amongst a lot of people in our society. It's very clear to me how meaningful these processes are to the people making them. But tell me, how about the consumer? What difference does it make to me?
Well, the short-term difference is one of pleasure and connection, right? The pleasure of understanding where something comes from, why it was made. You become engaged in your own process. And instead of taking instruction, you become empowered to make your own choices and have your own voice. And in a longer term, because we do need to make better decisions about where we're placing our consumer investment, we become activists by making better choices and empowering people whose processes are good, whose reason for making is powerful. But yeah, we have 26 people who are featured in the book.
All of whom are inspiring, all of whom.
That is, in the end, for me, the point of the book. It's that really we are so entwined with each other, and we are inextricably entwined with the environment where we live. And if we don't take all of that seriously, if we don't feel it and feel informed by it, we're not going to be able to change our habits enough to keep this planet healthy. So by getting to know the cultural stories, by getting to know the potential health benefits, by getting to know the kind of questions that you can ask, I think we become more powerful as people and better able to negotiate this kind of strange moment in history where we find ourselves.